Well, there you saw it. I'm Ric Drasin, and this is Ric Drasin Live. I'm here to talk to you about several things with nutrition and fitness and getting in shape and muscles and burning body fat and being the best you that you can be. And today, it's really my pleasure to have my guest today, Inna Tuler, who I'm very, very proud of, who to me is an inspiration in my workouts and in my life as well. I mean, this woman is the living Terminator, right, Inna?
Totally.
We talked about this, right? This woman can conquer anything. She just amazes me. When I met her, she owns a multi-million-dollar company. She's a genius, and I mean that in every way. It's true. She is a genius. She knows business. She knows marketing. She knows fitness. She's a marathon runner. She has a private trainer. She has a chef, Jackie Keller, right, who prepares all of your meals for you. And then she met the Ric, right?
My lucky day.
Was that your lucky day?
That was my lucky day.
How was that your lucky day?
It was really lucky day to meet you.
How's that?
And, well, because you inspired me too.
Do I?
You kind of second half of me.
Yeah.
My second half.
Well, that's true.
And so we can train together.
You know what else inspires me about you? Your hair. Because
Would
I
you
have
like
none.
some?
I would love to have some.
I'm growing it for you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, we've been together as a couple for quite a while now. I mean, actually 7 months. And yesterday was her birthday, so I want all of you to wish her a happy birthday. This is very important, and she's very happy. And it's going to go through the weekend because this is a long celebration, and it's 364 days till the next birthday.
Yeah.
So we can start planning that one, but mine comes first. The thing that I wanted to talk about was training, because this is all about training and nutrition and diet. And when I met Inna, like I said, she was a marathon runner, and she had a private trainer, and her training was done a certain way. Her schedule of food was done a certain way according to what she needed for her training. So then we began to train together in a bodybuilding fashion.
Yes.
To build muscle.
Yes.
And I think we have some pictures of you if we can flash with those big biceps. There she is in the gym. Look at that. I mean, like she's training like harder than me. And the funny thing is that no matter what weight I put on the machine for you, you did it. You
That's
actually
true.
lifted more than I did.
Yeah. It's
But
mental.
I was putting you over though. It is mental, right?
It is mental. It's all mental power, and it's if you want it, you can conquer it. And
Yeah.
I truly believe that there is nothing stands in the way of a strong will.
No, you've proven that. I mean, you've
Yes.
actually, every workout we've done, you put your max out, and I have you using pretty much the same weights I am.
Yes.
And I see you forcing those reps through, and it's killing my knees because I got to keep up with you now.
compete.
But she does push really hard. And then we restructured the diet a little bit because you were on a diet, you needed a lot of carbohydrates for your running. You're doing your marathons at least once a month.
Yeah, I do half a marathon once a month, or I do a biking marathon. Depends on what's coming up, but at least 12 runs a year.
Yeah.
Yes.
And let's not forget, you get up at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
You
and
go on your computer, do all your work before you go to the office, and then you run.
I run, or I train, or I go to the gym now.
Right. Well,
Yeah, for the past 6 months,
the
yes.
gym came later.
I train every day.
Plus, you have your own gym.
I have my own gym in the office. I set up a really nice gym with a lot of nice equipment and new equipment, and then we got another machine for biceps, triceps, and
Exactly.
stuff. Then I put TVs all over the place, so it won't be boring as well. So the trainer comes twice a week and trains me there, and then I go to the Golds
Right.
4 times a week.
Right.
And then I run another 2-3 times a week. Actually.
Yeah, you do
my
a
own
week.
training.
But
Yeah.
our training now has kind of changed because I've introduced you to the world of bodybuilding, brother.
The hardcore.
The hardcore stuff that we did back in the 70s in the golden era with Schwarzenegger and Draper and all these guys. This is how I believe training should be. You take a body and you work it hard and you maximize the muscle. Not that you have to get huge. You don't have to get huge. But what you want to do is tone that muscle, because the muscle tone is what gives your body shape. And so many people say, oh, I'm just going to go on the Jenny Craig diet and just lose a bunch of weight. And you can lose a bunch of weight, but you don't have the muscle tone, as you know.
Right, and I've tried to lose a bunch of weight, and it spikes back up right away. So it has to be moderate,
Right.
and it has to work together with the training itself. So muscles, diet, training,
Yeah.
it's kind of.
Well, but we've talked about switching diets around. For example, your diet, when I first met you, you had fish, and you had beef, and you had vegetables, and you had those things and tofus and this and that, which was pretty good. And then you had the dessert, which you told me I could eat because you said it was fiber.
And that was a lot of fiber.
I'm not sure that was fiber. I mean, I know that it's supposed to have fiber in it, but Jackie Keller, who is a chef
Yes.
and gears towards nutrition, has worked your diet out for you, which is really good, and it's 6 times a day.
Yeah, we worked out a diet. It's a breakfast and snack and lunch and snack and dinner and
Right.
dessert and everything, and it has a certain amount of calories in it.
Right.
So I can go over and I can be under, so it keeps me healthy. And it was a certain diet, and I've been trying different diets. I've tried the vegetarian diet and the vegan diet and South Beach diet.
South Beach diet, right?
Whatever makes me feel better, and then we've switched.
Okay.
Yeah, we started working on our bodybuilding, so we
Right.
switched to protein diet or
Right.
low carbs diet.
Right.
And
But
that-
you told me that the low carb diet didn't work for you.
It didn't work for me because I need to run, and I need that carbs to run. And when I switched to the low carb diet, I had a hard, at least a harder time to keep up with the running.
That's how this works. I mean, I know that it doesn't work for everybody that way. If you're going to get in shape, old school, and I just talked to Lou Ferrigno about this, and Ed Giuliani, and you were down at Gold's with me. We didn't have cardio back in the golden era. We didn't have treadmills, and we didn't have bicycles, and we didn't even have water bottles. But we watched our diet. I mean, we had the carbs down to minimal. Maybe a little bit of fruit, maybe a little bit of rice or a baked potato, but it was protein 5-6 times a day. That's what kept these guys with the small waist, the tight abs, and your body fat low. Well, today you have all the cardio equipment that you can add in. But the thing with the cardio, as you know, and you're running a lot, you do need calories, and you do need carbs. And you can't take away from that and expect to run and do this stuff.
Well, I used to have more carbs, and now I'm on a lower carb diet.
Right.
It's not no carb diet, but a low carb diet, and that's basically only in the morning, so to keep me going on my training. And then everything else has no carbs.
Right. Now, 2 weeks ago, you had me over for dinner, and they changed your diet again. And so I sat down and I ate one of your meals, and I said, "Where's the meat? Where's the chicken? Where's the fish? Where's the protein?" And there was none. You said there was tofu, and this is a vegetarian diet.
Yeah, that particular meal was a vegetarian.
It
yes.
was.
Yeah.
I know.
Sorry.
I know some people that live like that, and it doesn't seem to work for me. I need the protein. And I think anybody who trains with muscles to build muscle and to lose belly fat, for example, which is the last place it goes, you got to cut your carbs down. You got to keep your protein high. Protein and lean muscle burn body fat. Now, I had talked about losing belly fat once before because you can't really spot reduce. You can't just go into the gym and say, "I'm just going to lose right here."
Right.
You're going to lose all over. Once you start the training and you start the diet and you build your body up and you start exercising, you're going to start drawing from every part of your body. You're going to start losing body fat. And what people don't realize, and we talked about this years ago, when you go into the market and you buy a steak and you get the leanest steak you can find, it has no fat on it, it's pretty lean and it's not as juicy. The intermuscular fat on the steak is what makes the steak juicy. Well, in your body, you also have intermuscular fat. And people don't realize this. When you go to diet down and you want to lose fat, you lose it outside, and then you go inside and you take the fat out of the muscle. So in the meantime, the muscle starts to get a little bit smaller because the fat is coming out. But leaning out the muscle also burns body fat. So the leaner the muscle, the more protein you have, the more muscular you have in your body, the more body fat you'll lose. Now, if you want to add cardio, the thing with the cardio is that I see people in the gym, they're on the treadmill for like an hour, and they come back at the end of the day for an hour. And there's 2 hours of cardio. Come on, you can't do that. And I'll tell you why. You want to know why?
Tell me.
I'm going to tell you why.
Oh, you
Because
know it.
too much cardio also burns muscle. Once you eat through the fat, you start burning muscle. When you start burning muscle and you look in the mirror and you say, "Well, I lost some weight, but I still look fat," because the muscle retracted like a turtle's head in its shell. It pulls back and the fat still stays over the muscle. So I would say you do a lot of cardio because that's what you do.
I don't do as much cardio as I used to because I've noticed that when you do cardio and bodybuilding, it's just contradict itself.
Exactly.
You can't win. You can't serve 2 queens at the
No.
same time. So I had to.
Or kings,
Or kings.
in my case.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. So I reduced on the cardio. I reduced on the cardio. So I reduced on the carbs, and I went up on protein.
Right.
So I think it's working much better now.
Well, we obviously the pictures show you're in great shape, but you do hit my workouts with me. I mean, you do each body part we do. Today we did legs, and we were crawled out of the gym. I was suffering. And legs are a big part of your body. That's half of your body. So you got to realize that when you work legs, it takes a lot out of you. I remember when I used to train them hard, I'd fall asleep at stop signs going home. I just like wiped out.
We had to stop by and get some coffee.
We had to get the coffee, to get the caffeine rush after working legs.
Yeah.
But there's several tips that I have, and one of the tips I want to tell you people, this is so important to get to the gym. It's so important. I've talked to someone today said, I just can't get up and get in there. I hurt in the morning. I hurt morning. I had 46 years of pro wrestling. My body is like a beanbag that's been tossed around from wall to wall. And I get up in the morning one section at a time. First it's the feet, then it's the knees, then it's the thighs, then it's the elbows. It's like I limp into the bathroom, and then I finally get into the kitchen, then I eat, but then I go to the gym. And the biggest thing is getting out of the house and into the gym. It's so hard for some people.
You said this morning, I can't get lazy. I
can't
can't be
get
lazy.
lazy.
I need to get going.
No, I sat up in bed. I can't be lazy.
So
Can't be
that's
lazy.
the strong will.
Yeah,
That
I got to
gets you
get
going.
up and go, and it's not easy. And after breakfast and a couple of ibuprofen, I'm down there and I'm training. And so many people give into it. I've had people tell me, well, you know, I can't get off the couch. My knees hurt. And some guy that I trained for wrestling, my shoulder hurts. What should I do? I said, ice it, take some ibuprofen and get back in the ring.
Yes.
You know, if you're strong enough, and this is my tip, to get up and get your mind and your body in gear and into the gym, then you'll conquer the whole day. And that's what's really important. You want to be productive, and you want to be professional, and you want to be successful. And your mind tells your body what to do. If you look at a snake crawling around, where does he go? The head goes, the body follows. So your body follows your mind, and it's mind over matter. And if you have no mind, it really doesn't matter in many cases.
But we do have mind.
But we do have minds, and the strong mind. And the strong mind is what makes your body work. So if you're sitting home watching me and you're thinking, oh, I got to get to the gym, you know, I'll tell you a quick story. I have so many stories. And if you watch me every week, you're going to hear all kinds of stories, lots of stories. I have a friend that I trained with way back when I was growing up at a YMCA. And he today has a belly out to here. He sits on the couch all day. He eats burgers when his wife brings him home, and he doesn't get off the couch. And I called him. I said, why don't you get back to the gym? I think you really need it. You've had some physical problems. And in his monotone voice, he said, well, I lost my motivation when you moved out of town. I said, that was in 1969. That's a long time ago, brother. You got to get off the couch and into the gym. It'll do you some good. But it didn't help. He's still sitting home. So anyway, I wanted to share this knowledge. I have a lot more from week to week. Inna will be with me as well. She pushes me into the gym. I push her, and we go eat, and we have our protein. But I want to thank you for being on here.
My pleasure.
You look absolutely
My
gorgeous.
honor. Thank you.
And it kind of like makes me feel like I have to really work hard to be as pretty as you.
I'll see you at the gym.
You'll see me at the gym. And I want you to like us on Facebook, emPOWERme. I want you to follow us on Twitter, emPOWERme, at emPOWERme. And subscribe to us on YouTube and emPOWERme.tv and watch these shows. You're going to really enjoy what I have. I have so much knowledge to share with you. It's just all backed up in here on my external hard drive. And I just want to bring it forward, click the mouse, and share it with all you wonderful people out there.